interested into getting into voice acting, love to talk about these things. Animation is my passion. It's my true love. So I absolutely love to talk about it. If there's anything you're interested in, please do not hesitate. Please ask the questions. Hi, baby. How are you?
Hi. So my question was, how did you go from just like voice acting to also directing, and has that changed like how when you like are voice acting, how you see it as well?
Yeah, thank you so much. That is a great question. Oh, are these all the people that have questions? Yes. Oh, sweet. That's amazing. I love the organization. That is a great question. They asked what it was like, how did I go from voice acting to directing, and then how did it change my experience all the way around? Fortunately, I was in a very blessed position because I had been working with Funimation for a very long time. By that point, like 10 years or something. And we had switched to a simuldub schedule, meaning we all of a sudden were recording an episode a week for all these series that were airing in Japan. And we had like 30 shows. And so all of a sudden, the team of 10 directors, it was not enough. 10 directors can only do so much work, so they needed to get new directors in. And a lot of us that were voice acting for a long time were like, you know what? I've always actually been interested in directing. And so I asked about it, and I shadowed, which means I sat in while somebody else directed, and I watched the process, and I got to learn, and then I went from there. And that's how I started directing. I highly recommend it to any actor who wants to get better at acting, because I got to see some of the greatest actors and colleagues that I work with actually doing their craft. So it was almost like a master class in learning how to be a better actor. And I got to tell them what to do as a director, but also got to see them. And it actually grew me as an actor, and it gave me a lot of confidence as an actor. So yeah. It was a great experience, and I absolutely love it.
Thank you, and I really love your character like 02. That's like my favorite, one of my favorite
Thank you.
animes.
Thank you, darling. I love 02 as well. She's one of my favorites. Awesome. Hi.
Hi, I hope you're doing great.
Thank you.
So now that you brought up that pilot you said you were trying to get off, what are some of the challenges that you're currently facing trying to get it off the ground?
Oh my gosh. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, of course.
You activated my trap card. So, creating my own series, is that what you mean? It's hard because, the animation industry is very, very small, but it feels very, very big. So if I'm used to, I started off voice acting, right? And when I was interested in directing, I was like, I can't direct, I'm a voice actor. And that's kind of the things I've been facing most of all, bringing out my own things, making it come to life is like, well, I can do everything as a director or a voice actor. I know the voice and the sound parts. But then you've got all these new things like animation, storyboarding, character design, things like that, elements that I have never had to deal with coming from anime. So I wouldn't say it's hard because I have a creative eye. I know what I like. The hard part comes from within me, thinking like, oh, I can't do that. I don't know how to do it. Somebody who went to school for it would be better than I would be. And that's actually not true. What I've found is, it's so weird. I recently moved to California, and I was really scared. But one thing I found about California is, oh, I forgot, we're in California. Yeah. Once I figured out about the creative world in California is everybody is so willing to help you, and they just love collaboration, and just saying, I want to do a thing, will open up so many doors for you. Just that belief in yourself. And I have a love of characters. I have a lot of characters in this show that are very, very dear to me and come from my heart. And sharing that, and when you say this is a certain character, this is his struggle, and someone you're saying it to is like, I am in. I love this. Let me help this come to life. It's incredible. So, long answer, too short, too long answer. The hard part comes from my mind, the parts of me that says I can't do it, but I absolutely can. So that's what I'm learning.
Well, thank you, because I'm kind of in a similar boat, you know?
Yeah. It's
So-
very easy to be like, "Ugh, it's not for me because I don't know how. But you actually don't know how close you are. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. And again, I also love you as Yoshino and Data Live.
Thank you so much. Yoshino and Yoshinon? Yay! I love puppets. And I threw a fit for that character. I was like, if you don't cast me as this character, you're wrong. But also, please cast me. I don't have any power. Hi.
Hi, Tia. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, good. And I still couldn't help that you look like Reese Witherspoon.
Reese Witherspoon. Ooh, with or without her spoon. Thank you.
So anyway, my question is what is your reaction of the Fruits Basket sequel, Fruits Basket Another, and Open Up auditions?
Ooh. Wait, there's going to be a new Fruits Basket?
I hope so.
You probably know more than I do. That's the thing about fans. They always know before the people in it. Well, first of all, anything time I get to audition for anything, I am so grateful. We never know what's going to happen. I was Kagura in the Fruits Basket, and or the second iteration of Fruits Basket, and she is wonderful. So I would love to come back as her. Funny story, when I went in to play Kagura, it was for Caitlin Glass, who she's a huge fan of Fruit Basket, and I had never seen it. And so when I came in, she was like, okay, Kagura's whole thing is she's in love with Kyo. And I was like, okay, yeah, okay. And then I saw Kyo. And when I saw him, I was like, oh, I get it. I'm ready. So yeah, it would be an honor to come back as Kagura again.
And I hope her children shows up in the sequel.
Oh, that'd be amazing. Yes. Thank you so much for your questions.
Thank you. Oh, and love you playing as a goodie from Gamers.
Oh, thank you. I love Gamers. I wish there was another season.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. Bye. Hi.
Hi. I wanted to meet you for a really long time.
Oh, well, hello. We're so
'Cause
far apart.
I know. I'm a huge fan of Happy.
Yes, me too, but I'm biased.
Anyway, I'm working being a voice actor too, and I'm really good, but every time I come in, I get nervous to do in the booth. I'm really good at recording at home, but my question is, how do you conquer nervousness?
You don't. I am so sorry to tell you that you don't. That little thing inside of you that grips you with fear, it's always going to be there. The thing you have to do is do it enough times that little voice gets a little quieter each time. But even now, years later, I've been voice acting for a long time. If I go into for a new director, it's back. It's like, oh no, am I a fraud? Are they going to kick me out of here? Fortunately, I've done it enough times that I can power through it. But that little voice never really leaves, and I'm sorry to tell you that it doesn't.
Yeah.
But that's kind of cool, though, right? It means you are right on track with where you need to be. The fact that you sat here in front of me, a director, and said, I'm really good, that is the energy you bring to the booth with you. I'm really good, and I deserve to be here.
Help me!
I love it. I love it.
Thank you.
Of course.
Big fan of Happy.
Yes,
and a huge
thank
fan
you.
of no, not Demon Slayer, Black Butler Beast.
Oh, yes, Beast.
Thank
yeah,
you.
She's great.
And she comes back in the next season. Just a memory. That's
Oh,
all.
man. I love her. I would love to play her again.
Hi, hello again.
Hi, you look great.
So I didn't tell the audience this. I'm a big fairy tale fan. No, let me rephrase that. I'm literally a literal big fairy tale fan. Look at this.
Oh, yeah, you got the tat.
Fun fact about this, Tia actually saw this in her booth, and she really loved it. I thank you so much for loving my tattoo. I really love it.
Of course. You're a guild member. How can I not love it?
Since you returning as Happy, pretty much, what do you think? How's it feel that Happy returning, voicing Happy again?
Yeah, it's incredible. I've played Happy for over half my life at this point. That's crazy. He has been with me the longest out of all characters. Watching the new season, it's very, I don't know what to say because there's kids in the audience. It's very, it's a lot more exposing than other fairy tale seasons. and I'm glad I'm a little blue cat. I'm very grateful for that. But more than that, he's more than a cute little blue cat. He's kind of like the heart in the Fairy Tale Guild, and that's a privileged place to be, and I'm very, very lucky, and I will always play him. In fact, I played him also in Eden Zero, and that was weird, where it was like, where are my friends? Oh, they're in the background and they're leaving me. It felt weird not being with Natsu and Lucy, so I'm glad we're all together again.
Even though Shermie's like right here. Shermie's here, actually.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, one more thing. I didn't tell you this before, but me and my brother played Monster Hunter World. We customized our Monster Hunters and our partners, which is the little cat stick. Our partners were Happy and Panther Lily. My brother got you. I got Panther Lily.
That's
and
perfect.
we were fighting off these monsters, and he was like, and Happy was on down, and after that, I was fighting with Panther Lily, and I was like literally fighting off these monsters, Monster Hunter World. That was like one of the greatest games in that little.
I
that's
love
when,
it.
And that's during the. I was playing Monster Hunter during the.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. Funny story, my mom has a cat, and she named the cat Happy, and I was like, oh, from Happy the Cat, from Fairy Tale, and she was like, oh, I forgot you did that. So my family keeps me humble. Hi, honey.
Hello. So I've known you for a lot of Funimation dubbed anime, like, Defrag, if you remember that one.
Yeah.
And also, I have watched Fairy Tale. I haven't gone that far, but I have watched a couple episodes, so I get the idea. But I really like your role as Nene Yashiro from Toilet Bound Hanako.
Yes.
And my favorite, and I wanted to ask, what is your favorite Nene scene in you could count like the anime and like the weird comedy shorts that they did?
Yeah, totally. So I love when Nene turns into a fish.
Yeah.
But I also, listen, I am a huge romance fan. So anytime there's any type of exchange of intimacy between the two where you're like, he like kisses her cheek or something, I get like, oh my gosh, I get very Twitter-pated. So any type of sweetness that Hanako shows Nene, yeah, it makes me like, oh, I love it.
So cute. Also, I absolutely love your Onceler shirt.
Oh, thanks.
Absolutely great. Thank you.
Thank you for knowing who the Onceler is. I am part of the Onceler fandom.
Tumblr
And if
sexy
you
man.
if you have
Tumblr
ever been on
sexy man
Tumblr
since
in
2012,
2012, you know what that means. So we are a breed of our own. Thank you. Hi.
Hi, I'm Kevin. So, since you're making your own animations, I hope that you're getting advice from Vivian in person, since she created 2 phenomenal shows by with her own team.
Oh my gosh, I would love to talk with her. She's
Yes.
super busy this weekend, as am I. So we have kept missing each other. We kind of high-fived in the green room. But yeah, it's a tough gig.
Get her phone number. Next best thing. Oh yeah. So anyway, my question is, what advice would you give to your high school self?
Oh, that's beautiful. What advice would I give to my high school self? I would tell her that even though the things you want feel insurmountable or far away, they are absolutely for you, and you have to just ask for them. Everything is within your reach. That's something that I would tell my high school self and my now self, because I forget sometimes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely. Hi.
Just wanted to say you voice so many characters, and I just appreciate all of them and just the crazy amount of characters you accumulate over the many years of your career.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. It's Eric, right?
Yes.
Thank you so much, Eric.
But my general question, I'm just curious, is what would you say your personal journey is like from when you first started your careers to where you are now presently?
My personal journey? Gosh, it goes hand in hand with that high school question, really. My personal journey in my heart has been, like when I first started, if you went to the fairy tale panel yesterday, I said, when I first started, I was afraid to audition with anyone with breasts because I thought I'm only meant for kids and animals. I can't do women, and I can't. I can do women high pitch. I can do women low pitch. So my personal journey has been taking the blinders off, taking the rules off. I'm from a tiny, tiny little town. I graduated high school with 20 people. I am from the country, and going to Dallas felt like, Dallas? It's too big for little old me. And then I felt that way about moving to California. It's too big. Oh my gosh, I'm just a little dude. I am a little dude, but I have a huge, big heart, and I'm capable of anything. And so that's been my journey, is realizing that I don't have limitations. I can do anything, and that's cool, because that means you can too.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for the questions. These are so great. I love the color of your outfit, by the way. It's so good.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
By the way, welcome to California since you just moved here.
Thanks.
But my question is what's been the ups and downs working for Funimation?
Oh, the ups and downs of working for Funimation or like companies in general?
Just in general.
Cool. Okay, because I've worked for many, many companies, and all of them are so, so different. The ups and downs really come from, I think, the actors themselves. We try to control our careers. Some people like to see what's coming up. Oh my gosh, this show's gonna be huge. I wanna be in it. And they overthink it and they freak themselves out. And if they don't get it, all of a sudden they feel like they're failures or they're never gonna be anything. That's dangerous thinking. And being around that energy, even if you don't subscribe to that thinking, it starts to affect you after a while. So the cons, I would say, are just that. It's that people living in fear and being around that energy can really affect you. So I like to protect my energy when I go into studios, and I love all of my colleagues, but be friends with people who have earned that right and are safe to be around, because we're all in this for the long haul. So you can't live your life seeing what you're gonna be in this season versus that season. You just gotta let it roll and see what happens. The pros, of course, are events like this, cons, where you get to meet all these people, and it's just wonderful travel. Happy the Cat has taken me to so many countries and so many states. It's such a blessing, and I get to play with cartoons, and that's really all I've ever wanted my entire life. So, yeah.
Is it okay if I ask another question? All right, I have another one.
Yeah.
What's your favorite genre you like to watch at home and binge? And what's your current show you're watching that you love?
That's a great question. I'm actually a huge dork. I don't binge shows. I don't watch anything. I'm lame, y'all. I am always working on my own stuff. If I'm watching anything, it's reruns of the Mario cartoon from the 80s and then the 90s. And I'm a huge Mario nerd. And if I love something, I love it forever and I love it deeply. And so I will put these things on rerun, the same old thing, and love that. It's really hard to get me to watch anything. It drives my friends nuts. Drives them crazy.
Thank you.
Of course.
And have a nice day.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello, darling. If there are any other questions that you guys want to come up, we totally have some free seats up here. How are you?
A little nervous.
No, don't be. I'm the nice one.
That's exactly why I want to meet you. I just wanted to ask, what is a show either you've worked on or if you personally enjoy, would you like another season of?
Darling in the Franxx would be great. I love that show. Toilet Bound Hanako as well, but we're supposed to be getting another season of that. Yeah, I don't know anything, though. Fans always know way more than we do. But yeah, any show that I'm in, I would love another season because I love to take on characters and play them again. It's always fun to get back in their little outfits, crawl into their character skin. But yeah, any of them really. But Darling in the Franxx specifically, if Japan were like, hey Tia, what do you think? I'll be like, this, please. And also cast me as Princess Peach in the Mario anime if it happens. But yeah.
Also, how fun was it to voice Terahashi from Psyche K?
Oh, incredible. That show is hilarious. I didn't see it when Netflix dubbed it. I know there was another season, and I think Netflix got it. I didn't see that one, but we truly had so much fun recording that. And Jerry Jewell, who plays Psyche, he's incredible and hilarious. So playing someone that had a huge kind of crush on him, super fun.
Thank you so much.
Of course, of course. Hi,
Hello there.
how are you?
I'm pretty good.
I love that honesty. Thank you.
Thanks. First of all, I've been a huge fan of you and lots of others from Funimation. The work you guys do, all the effort you put into those characters, and it just blows my mind.
Oh, thank you so much. That's so kind.
Yeah. And now for my question.
Okay.
What was your favorite scene from Rosario plus Vampire when you were voicing Mizore?
My favorite scene with Muzure is actually the hardest scene that I did, which was singing the song. That was it was the first time singing in the booth. I was terrified. Snowstorm was a huge challenge for me, and it was a cool thing that I had to face. I hated it when I did it, but I had to face that fear, and because of that, yeah, it's my favorite.
I thought you sounded pretty good.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I just mean like standing in the booth and being directed to sing when you're not used to it, terrifying. So I hated like the act of doing it. Like I don't like being afraid. You know, everybody always kind of thinks like we sit up here and we're so confident and we know what we're doing. We don't. None of us do. We're just kind of trying to make it.
And you do a great job of it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
And thank you for all the work you do.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. It's not work. It is an honor, honestly. I'm so blessed.
Hi.
Hi, sir. I have to sit away from the mic because I'm pretty loud. Hi.
Hi. So I just want to say real quick that I absolutely love Yoshino. She is one of my favorites.
Which one? Sorry?
Yoshino.
Oh, Yoshino?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's cool.
She's great. I love the fact that she's like nervous and terrified of most things, but yet she still gets out there and absolutely loves, protecting her friends and being there for them. And so with that, I wanted to know if there was any specific lines, either from her or from other characters, that kind of like really inspired you and was like, man, this is emotional stuff.
Oh my gosh. That's a great question. Specifically, I can't think of a certain line, but it's the heart of a character that makes me feel that bravery. So with Yoshino in particular, I feel like I also play Yoshino on her puppet, and I do feel like it's a release for her. It's like, I can't say it, but he can. And that is really cool and kind of therapeutic. 02 in Darling in the Franxx, for instance, she feels like a monster. She feels unlovable, and I feel like we can all relate to that from time to time. And she's not that, and that's what she learns throughout the course of the series. So getting to play those type of moments where, like you said, a character is scared, but they get up and they go forward anyway. I don't ever remember what they say, even though I'm the one that says it, but I remember the heart behind it and how much bravery it takes. So, yeah, that's a great thing to bring up. Thank you. Hi.
So I just want to know, what was like the most emotional line you've ever recorded and the funniest line you've ever recorded?
I actually am really bad at remembering lines that I record. I don't know the emotional ones. I only know the scenes and the moments. I will say, and I said this at the fairy tale panel, but it's one of my favorite lines from Happy, it always makes me laugh, is when he meets, I don't know if you guys seen Fairy Tale, Happy has a huge crush on a little cat named Carla. And she may or may not feel the same way about him. I don't know. I'm trying to convince Jade that she does. That's her voice actress. But when he meets her, he's so in love, and he gets all these cartoony eyes, and he's like, ah! And his line, he goes to his friend Lucy, and he says, "Lucy, I'll give you all my fish if you tell that Vision I haven't been neutered yet." And I think that is so, so funny. I don't know if it was a direct translation from the Japanese. I would be surprised if the Japanese wrote that he talked about being neutered, but it was still really, really funny to say. It was one of my favorites.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think, if I remember correctly, the Japanese version was a little bit more dirtier.
Oh, really? Well, that's cool. I love it. I love when Happy loses himself a little bit, especially if he's in love. I've been wanting him to have kittens since the beginning of the show. I'm obsessed. I want all of my characters to find true love. Hi.
All right, so I see you've been playing with their hair.
Yeah.
Either stress, anxiety, or just little quirks.
Mhm.
But do you have any actual quirks you do when you go to be in the booth?
Ooh. Do I have any quirks in the booth? Let me imagine. I probably shift from one leg to the other. I have ADHD, and I will like play with
explains-
something.
yeah, that
I
explains
will
the,
like
constant hair
like sitting still for me is the worst. That I was so shocked that I had a solo panel today because I'm used to being with other people. If I'm by myself, I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna fidget the whole time, and this is gonna end up on YouTube, and then people will comment, oh, she fidgets a lot, and I'm like, I know, I have ADHD. Stop.
Well, it's common. Most of the people here probably have ADHD or something along those lines.
It's true. I don't have the hyperactive in ADHD, but my mind is always rolling. It's something I've always dealt with. That's why I belong in cartoons, just bouncing all over the place.
Oh, I have ADHD, so I tear up the paper at booths when we go to sit there.
Yes.
Oh, when I was a child, before we had phones, I would sit there, play with the coasters, tearing them up, doodling all over them.
Right. Yeah, it's so funny because I never think, like, they have those little fidget toys, and I never think, like, oh, I'm not going to play with that. But, like, as I'm sitting here talking to you, playing with my hair, like, wouldn't it be wonderful if I had something under the table and I could just, like, fiddle with it? So I'm seeing the value, especially when I see these videos posted on YouTube. I'm like, dang, I won't stop moving. So.
All right, thank you.
Of course, of course. Hi.
Hi, my name is Charisse, and I am a huge fan of Fairy Tale. This is my third time watching it because the new season was coming out, and I've been watching it like during my lunch breaks and at home and stuff like that. And I want to say I really like Happy. He's a very supportive character, but he does talk a lot of mess, and he's always roasting on people, which is hilarious.
Yes.
And I have a question for you. What is your favorite scene as Happy?
Oh, man, there's a scene, I don't remember when it was, but it was one of those moments where all is lost, and he truly thought, I believe it was Natsu, was going to die. And he was just beside himself and crying and sobbing. And that's a lot of emotional truth from Happy that I don't get to play often because he keeps it, he's just like a little frat boy. So anytime he's like genuinely emotional, I love moments like that. And when he met Carla, he could not contain himself. He was so overwhelmed by her beauty that he was just like surrenders. Yes. Those are my favorite moments with Happy. And yeah, Happy will roast you. He so
really
mean.
does.
Oh my gosh. I think he does it to break the tension a lot of times, but it's always so awful. I feel so bad.
He has no chill.
Oh my gosh, so bad. Remember when he draws like the broken heart in the sand?
Yes.
Like, why though? Why are you doing this? And I'm his voice actor, but if somehow I feel responsible, like, oh, stop it, you're embarrassing me. Thank you for your question. And thank you for watching. Are you watching the new season?
Yes, I'm on episode 4. So I'm catching
Hey, I
up.
love it.
Yeah.
I'm going in every week and recording it. So, yeah. Hopefully I won't get sick. We won't have any
sure.
stand-in cats.
Yeah, I love Happy. He's my favorite.
Thank you so much. Me too. I'm so lucky I get to play him again. Always. Every time they tell me it's the end of Fairy Tale, I always think, is it?
Yeah.
Is it? So that's a great place to be.
Yeah.
Hi, you look so pretty.
Thank you. So my question was, I saw that on your Instagram you also post about like making dresses and stuff, like the one that you wore yesterday that you made it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was kind of curious, like if you had any other hobbies besides that, and kind of how you got into them and which ones you were into first, maybe like before voice acting.
Oh, wow. Oh, what a question. Oh my gosh, I have so many hobbies. Too many. So I am convinced that I can do anything. I can do anything. And you can too. All of us can, right? It's just like saying that we can. So 3 weeks ago, I got, and it wasn't that bad a case, but I was directing a show, and I had to direct it remotely. So I had my computer set up, and I was directing actors while learning to sew a dress, because I was like, well, I have all this time on my hands. I'll learn to sew. So I was like directing and using a sewing machine at the same time. So the dress isn't perfect, but I learned to do it. So I also build puppets. I love puppets. And I don't mean like fuzzy, cute Muppets. I mean like ventriloquist dummies, haunt you in your sleep puppets. Those are the ones I like. Felicia Angel, she's my best friend. She's also a voice actor. She's really into the Muppets. And her thing is super cute Muppets. And I love the Muppets too. Who doesn't? But I also want the furless creatures that terrorize you, loving the unlovable. So I love ventriloquism. I don't do it, but I have a huge appreciation for the art. I have a story actually on my Instagram talking about my necklace here that is Charlie McCarthy. He's a ventriloquist dummy from the 1920s. He was on the radio. He was very popular. Imagine that, a ventriloquist dummy on the radio. How does that work? Well, you'll have to research it to find out. This character really brought me closer to my granddaddy, who passed away, and we weren't related by blood. So when he passed, I didn't get anything from him but the memories of talking about this ventriloquist dummy. And that gave me an appreciation for them. And because people will think they're creepy, I just lean into it. And I'm like, yeah, they are creepy, more for me. So I collect them. I build. I'm a master gardener. I studied in Texas and got kind of what would be the equivalent of a degree in gardening for Texas and Texas natives. What else? My favorite thing to do when I'm sad, which is not what you asked, but came into my mind just now, is getting a crown, putting the crown on, running a bubble bath, and ordering a pizza and eating the pizza in the bubble bath in the crown. I think everybody should try it at least once. It's incredible. So that's a fun thing that I do. I write. So before I was a voice actor, I was really into fan fiction, big time. When I was 14, I met my best friend writing Super Mario fan fiction online. And then we eventually got on the phone and started playing characters online. Or on the phone. So I was Princess Peach and she was Bowser. And we would be on the phone. And it's so silly and fun, but that's improv. Mm-hmm. That's acting. And it really helped when I became a voice actor. So if you have any hobbies, fan art, cosplay, fan fiction, whatever, it all contributes to a skill set that you're growing and developing. So yeah, the list goes on and on. Thank you for your question. It's so fun.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hello. All right, so I'm going to be a little off topic, but
I love
it's about
it.
the convention.
What is the topic?
It's a two-part question.
Okay.
So at this convention so far, what have you liked the most?
It's a double-edged sword. I love how busy it is. I don't like that I haven't been able to go and explore and buy all the things because it's so busy, but it's so fun. My favorite part of cons is seeing all the artists in Artist Alley, and I really want to go before this con closes and get to explore that. So that's my favorite part.
You better wear a costume at least.
Oh, man.
Covers your face so nobody can at least spot you, right?
Oh, yeah.
You should dress up as Happy.
That's the thing. Yeah, that won't cause a scene. That's the thing, though. It's kind of like this thing where I turn on the energy when I'm here in front of you, but when I'm in the crowd, it's like my energy's turned off, and I'm just one of the crowd. I just put my headphones on, my Dr. Dre headphones, and I just like go.
Oh, I was going to say, are those the ones there? Then my second question is, whose costume have you seen that you actually wanted to run up and take a picture, but haven't been able to?
Nobody's, because everybody I've seen, I've taken pictures. Yeah.
So which one did you like the most then? I should rephrase that since you actually had time to take the pictures with them.
There was a girl in a big happy costume.
Yeah, I know I saw her, but
Yeah.
let's exclude Happy because that's a given.
I really like any Deadpool costumes. I actually have never seen Deadpool.
What?
I have never seen Deadpool. I feel like I would love it. He seems very Ace Ventura-like to me, but I don't know anything about him. But every time I see him at cons, I just can't help but laugh. And so I like to take pictures of Deadpool.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
So what I came to discuss is Data Live Season 5, at the very end of it, it gets to the end of the books. But tragically, they chopped out an arc for Yoshino before that. I wanted to discuss one of the revelations in this arc is finding out that Yoshino's puppet is actually based off of her mother. Likely you would have gotten to voice Nagisa, her mother, and it would have been really cool to see the dynamic of this mother figure in Yoshino's but before her spirit life, you know, and it would have been like obviously your character. But how do you feel about that revelation that like even without her memories of her past, Yoshino has had this puppet and her personality is based entirely off of her mother?
Oh, it gives me chills. I actually really love it, which makes me wonder. Yoshino is based on your mother?
Yeah,
Yoshino
is
says some
yes,
out-of-pocket
Nagisa
stuff.
is this like big tomboy energy.
That is
Yeah.
incredible, actually. I'm so glad you told me that. That would be wonderful to voice and wonderful to be a part of, and really flows right into my personal interests, with my own interest in puppetry and ventriloquism and stuff. Actually, one of the characters in the show that I'm creating is a ventriloquist dummy, and he is also a marionette, and his, it's not like owner, but partner, got dementia and forgot how to do his voice. And he has to discover how to talk for himself, how to walk for himself, because his person forgot. And so I think puppets and dolls and what have you are great middlemen and translators. So if Yoshino is using that as a way to connect with her mother and find bravery in herself, I think that's so beautiful and so sweet, and I would love to explore that.
Yeah, and to bring it full circle, so it's hard to explain without going through that whole arc, but basically in the 30 years that have passed since she became a spirit, Yoshino's mom has not only passed, but a lot of the people who knew Yoshino before she was that spirit are gone. But one of her nurses kept a gift that was always meant to go to Yoshino, and it was Nagisa had made a second puppet based off of Yoshino to be a pair for Yoshino. And I just wanted to let you know, like, it was like the end of Yoshino's arc is she has both puppets, so she gets to play mother-daughter for herself.
That is so sweet. I love it.
Thank you.
I also love the thought of her having to deal with both puppets, like oven mitts. I don't know. That's so fun. I love that. Thank you for sharing. I had never heard that in all these years. It's great. Hi.
Hi.
You look so pretty. Is this your real
Thank
hair
you.
or a wig?
No, it's a wig.
I was like, this is insane. It looks
Thank
so
you,
real.
thank you. No. Thank you. I'm a big Terahashi fan.
Hey.
And so I was curious, she's got a lot of those like really long rambling lines.
Yes.
And she's like talking really fast. I'm curious, like at what point the editors take over and handle that for you versus how much of that is you just like powering through the lines or talking really fast, or how you prepare for that kind of, stamina.
Oh my gosh. Yes, she does. And yes, that show does, just in general. I feel like Psyche kind of does the same thing. Weirdly, that one was all me. That was me most of the time. Every so often, yeah, if we have to get a line fit into a certain time frame, we have engineers that can squish just a little bit to make it a little faster. And that's usually what happens. But with this character in particular, I feel like I was right on the money with it. And I think a lot of that is because of the director, Afia. I felt very, very comfortable with her. And when I feel comfortable with the director, for some reason, that makes me zone in and feel so confident. And that confidence, like, I have a superpower of being able to read without stumbling. Hooray! I wish I had it all the time, especially if I'm like subconscious around a director. I wish I could conjure that power.
Yeah.
But being safe with a director really, I feel like pluses my skill set.
Yeah.
And so with her in particular, I felt really, really comfortable. And the material's just so fun.
Yeah.
That show was hilarious.
That's
Thank you
great.
for the question.
Thank you.
Hi. You look so good.
Thank you. I'm very nervous right now.
No,
I'm
you're
sorry.
great.
Also, another big Teruhashi fan. When you're in the studio, do you like forget like to be in character sometimes?
Like when it's time to play the character.
Mm-hmm.
I don't forget to be in character, but sometimes I'll forget the voice. So let's say I'm going in to play Happy the Cat, right? And it's been a long time. Let's say it's been years. It's been 5 years since I played Happy. And I come in and they're like, do it. And I'm like, I don't remember where he comes from in my voice. So what they'll do is they'll play a reference. They'll play Happy from one of the older episodes. And he'll be like, hi. And then I'll be like, hi. Oh, there he is. I found him. And I can do him again. So yeah, that's how we do that.
One more question.
Yeah.
Like, what made you become like? Why did you want to be a voice actor? Like, what
That
are
is
your
a
reasons?
great question. Thank you so much for that. When I was little, I loved cartoons. I'm sure you can relate. I love cartoons. And when my sister had Backstreet Boys and NSYNC on the wall, I had VeggieTales and Toy Story on my wall. I was obsessed with animation. And my parents were like, is she normal? We don't know what to do with this. And I'm like, I don't know either. I'm just obsessed. So I always felt drawn to animation and cartoons and video games. And I didn't know what that meant because I was in the middle of a tiny town in the middle of nowhere and nobody else would like the stuff I liked, right? And the only connection I had to these characters were like watching the shows or maybe going to a bookstore and seeing like a Toy Story coloring book. And that would give me this weird hope of like, oh, someone out there thinks just like me. Someone likes these things, likes them enough to draw pictures of them. So maybe there is something for me out there. It sounds so sad and lonely because it is. It was. I didn't have anybody who liked the things I liked. And then I realized that there was a place 2 hours from my hometown where they recorded cartoons, which was Funimation. And I was like, I want to work there. So that was my goal, to work there. And I was like, I don't understand this. I am pulled towards this place. I don't understand. I don't know if I can make a living. I don't know what any of this is. But I know for one thing, I love characters and I love animation. And I let that drive me. And so that's how I ended up here. I feel, and it doesn't matter what, if you feel like God speaks to you or the universe or whatever you want to call it, I call it God, but I feel like God speaks to me through the characters I love. I have so many cool stories where characters have led me to such cool places. I love Huckleberry Finn. He's one of my favorite fictional characters, and every year I go to Hannibal, Missouri to compete in the Tom Sawyer Fence Painting Festival, which is a thing. You dress up like the character. They like judge you on your fence painting capabilities and everything. And I've met so many cool people there and have this place that has become like safe for me. I was baptized in the Mississippi River because of it. Have a great story because a character led me there, because Mark Twain wrote there. All that said, yeah, I don't know how I ended up here. I just keep saying yes to characters, and they keep taking me places. So we'll see what happens next.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you guys so much. This has been a great panel. I appreciate your questions. I appreciate your insight. I'm going to go out there, try to find my missing bag, and sit at my table a little longer. I hope you have a wonderful rest of con. Bye.